Hi, I'm David. I own and operate Country Whatnot Gardens here outside of Rochester, Indiana, which is about an hour south of the Michigan state line. I grow 25 different species and varieties of bamboo, such as the Spectabilis clone of Philostachys orosicata right behind me. And this video is going to be about fall foliage in combination with bamboo. While bamboo doesn't change much, most of it for the fall, there's a couple exceptions in the Sasa genus that do change a little bit for fall. Most bamboo doesn't change leaf color for fall, so we combine leaf color with it. Now, this is a burning bush. I'm going to probably get all kinds of hate mail down in the messages about this bush because it is known to self-sow and by birds and so forth. But I've not had a problem with it here. I've not seen it popping up volunteer in my woods or anywhere else. But it looks great with the bamboo here. This is, again, Spectabilis, and it has the green stripe. There's some striping down there. And it looks great with this red foliage of this euonymus. Something else that can provide nice fall color, contrasting nicely with the inflorescence of the miscanthus in the background, is spirea. This cultivar is called Renaissance. It has improved resistance over, I believe, mildew and some other things. But the fall color is really nice, especially if you can plant it where it's backlit. Let me turn around and get it in view with some bamboo in the background there. There we go. See how nice it looks against that dark green. Here's something else that has nice color. This is a Manchurian apricot. You can see it against the bamboo back there, how nice it looks with the dark green. There's another apricot right here that has more yellow leaves. These are just seedlings, so you get some wonderful seedling just variation in form and color and everything. They're not named cultivar clones. You can see some of the fall foliage up through here. There's another apricot. The weeping cherry here is losing most of its leaves. Still has a few nice, pretty golden yellow ones hanging on. Then the Yoshino cherry is back here. And the trident maple over here is about past its peak. It was really nice and red a few days ago. You can still see several hanging on up near the top of the tree. It has these nice small maple leaves that turn beautiful red in the fall. That being said, here's another trident that has barely started to change color yet. It has a lot of greens left, has some purple hues coming on. So again, just seedling variation. There's some of the nice fall colors from this angle. You can see the spirea right there, then the Manchurian apricots, another spirea over there, and then that is Philostachys nuda in the back. You can see how nice these colors look against all that dark green. This ginkgo tree is just starting to change color. It's still mostly green with just a hint of yellow coming on. While this ginkgo tree, on the other hand, is a beautiful bright golden color and already losing many of its leaves. But ginkgos are so pretty in the fall. The main fall interest, of course, maples. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful this time of year. Now, this is not a Japanese maple, Acer palmatum. This is Acer pseudocibolianum, the Korean maple. It's much more cold hardy than most of the palmatum cultivars, and they don't look that much difference. You would be hard-pressed to tell the difference between this leaf and some of the palmatum cultivars because the palmatum cultivars come in such a wide range of leaf shapes and colors and everything. So this tree here is hardy to zone 5, I believe possibly 4. I got all of my Korean maples as seedlings that were 10 inches to foot tall, I believe, if I remember right. It's been some years back, from Reeseville Ridge Nursery in Wisconsin. And they sell beautiful Korean maple seedlings at a very reasonable price. Very cheap. You can't beat them. I think $4 to $6 sticks in my head. I could be wrong. I don't know what current price is, but look them up on their website, Reeseville Ridge Nursery in Wisconsin. They have great Korean maples. They're beautiful. They've got red leaf forms, green leaf forms. I just took whatever they sent. I believe that's how they do them. You get a nice, wonderful mix, seedling variation, and you can plant reds and greens wherever you want. I tend to like to combine greens with reds instead of doing all reds, because planting all red maples in the landscape is very overpowering and looks a little redundant. They look best mixed with some green. I'm looking for some bamboo here. There's some in the background. This is Semi-Arundinaria fastuosa viridis right back there, and you can see how nice, again, the red looks against that green bamboo. If I turn this way, we can see it backlit a little bit against Philostachys bessettii. This is another Manchurian apricot. Most of the leaves have fallen already, but you can see how nice and red-orange the ones that are still hanging on are. And back down here, another beautiful dark red Korean maple. You can see how beautiful it is against the bamboo there in the background. And just for comparison, okay, there's a Korean maple leaf, and this is a Japanese maple leaf. See, there's not a lot of difference. This is Acer palmatum. It's turning a little bit of color here, not a lot yet. It's against the spectabilis there in the background. It would look better if it would turn a little bit more color. This is a hornbeam. I have 3 different species of hornbeam here in the garden. I have American, Japanese, and Korean. This particular one is our native American hornbeam. You can see how nice colors it's turning right there. Most of the leaves have fallen, and some have turned brown and not fallen yet. This is the Japanese hornbeam. Still mostly green, hanging on to its leaves yet. My itty bitty Korean hornbeam is just a young seedling, and it's down here, and you can see it's starting to turn a little yellow over here. Still has quite a bit of green leaves left over here. I like this view right here, and I had to show it. This is a Yoshino cherry. You can see it's turning color for fall. It's already dropped a good many of its leaves. Then underneath it is Sasamorpha borealis, backed by, of course, the Hogangaki fence, then with the ginkgo tree right back there. Nice fall setting right here. These are my Japanese beech trees, Fagus crenata. You can see they're turning a little bit of color for fall. Not a lot, a little bit. They've dropped a few leaves, but they will retain most of their leaves through winter. Brown, of course, but then they'll drop them in the spring. I've got some videos on that here on my channel about these beech trees and why they hang on to their leaves throughout the winter. A couple of my favorite trees in the garden. This is a sterile Japanese bush clover, Lespedeza thunbergi little volcano. You can see the blooms are starting to come on a little bit. It doesn't bloom almost till last thing to cold weather, but it is a beautiful plant when it gets completely covered by those little flowers. And these little flowers are edible too. They're very sweet. They have kind of a, gosh, I don't know, a sweet grape-like flavor almost. But they're good. The bush is, I don't know, between 5.5 and 6 feet tall and wide. It looks great with the miscanthus here. This tree here that's still hanging on to a good many of its beautiful golden fall leaves is Syringa reticulata, the Japanese tree lilac. And you can see it's right here in front of, well, actually behind, but in front of the way I'm facing it. Our native species, Arundinaria gigantea, that's the Macon clone right there. You can see how beautiful those golden leaves look against a dark green backdrop, such as the bamboo or the arborvitae, either one. This is my autumn cherry, Prunus subhortella autumnalis. And it's got some nice, pretty leaves, good mix of color. I see reds, oranges, some yellows. And it's right here in front of Philostachys rossicata harbin inversa. Again, nice combination with those beautiful colored leaves against that dark green bamboo backdrop, as well as with the windbreak back there. Here's a nice view in the garden. You can see some of the fall foliage coming around this way. Then there's some miscanthus over there. Then over here, we have this lace leaf palmatum cultivar called Inabashidare. And you can see it looks great against the dark green of Philostachys nuda in the background. I have that dwarf Alberta spruce planted right there on the south because that shadow from that bush gets longer over winter and helps protect that trunk on that maple from frost cracking. It did early on, and it's working on recovering, and this bush casting that shadow will hopefully help prevent that a little bit further. I know they make white tree guards for that, but it's branched so low, it's hard to get one of those around, one of those spirals around it, or a tube, either one. They come in both forms. This is a nice foliage plant in general. This isn't its fall color. This is just its whole growing season color, pretty much. It is starting to turn yellow down there. This is a forsythia. It's Coriana, I believe, is the species on that. And in the U.S., the cultivar name on this, they call it Kumson. That is a that is a corruption of its real name. That is not its real name. Its real name is Kumson, and it is Geumseon, Kumson, and it means gold wire, and it's named that after the gold vein variegation of the foliage right there. Very beautiful. Here's another nice Japanese maple I had to show. This is a palmatum. You can see how red this one is here out in the sun. That one back there, more in the shade of the windbreak, is a little bit more yellowish, kind of some coral tones to it. And this one over here still has a lot of green to it, kind of barely starting to turn color before some of the leaves dry up and fall off before fall. Again, just seedling variation. These are not named cultivars. They're just random seedlings that I picked up. These make a nice fall ornament in the landscape. This is a flowering quince called Hime. It's spelled H-I-M-E, but it's pronounced Hime. It's a Japanese, kind of a semi-dwarf cultivar, and it has nice golden fruit on it that really glow nicely in the low angle of the sun that we have this time of year. And it combines nicely with mums, of course, too. And you can see a little bit of spot bloom here on Hime. It's kind of a reddish salmon color of bloom almost. It looks really nice. The fruit aren't super huge like some other cultivars. Toyo Nishiki has decent sized fruit. It's a full-sized cultivar though, while Hime here is kind of a semi-dwarf. This quince is a cultivar called Kantoyo. It's sort of a semi-dwarf version of Toyo Nishiki, lacking the red flowers. This has pink and white flowers, often on the same stem, such as right here. It's beautiful. And it does spot rebloom in the fall, as well as have these beautiful yellow fruit. This right here is our own native Hamamelis vernalis, the witch hazel. The cultivar on this is Purple Prince. It blooms February or March, and in the fall you get this beautiful leaf color display that looks great with dark greens such as bamboo and also pines. You can see, if I step over here, we can get a shot of this with the leaf color and Philostachys parvifolia right there in the background, and the mums, which are nearly done blooming. They would have bloomed longer if I would have pinched the seed heads off, but I wanted to see if they would produce any fertile seed. I suspect not, but time will tell. This is another beautiful American native plant. Aronia arbustifolia brilliantissima. Brilliantissima is the cultivar, and these leaves look great backlit by the sun. They're so nice, and you also get these beautiful red berries right here. They are edible. They are not toxic, but they're very dry. If you eat these, have a glass of water handy because they'll suck every bit of moisture right out of your mouth. And they look great combined with the holly bushes back there. Those are male cloned holly bushes, so they don't have berries themselves. I didn't want the berries because holly berries are toxic, while these are not. So you get the holly with the berries on separate plants without the toxicity of the holly berries. This here is the only bamboo I have that has a noticeable leaf change in the fall, where it gets this pseudo variegation around the edge of the leaf. The cells in the margins of the leaf burst, actually, and in response to shorter daylight hours and cooler temperatures. This is Sasaheade. Sasavecii does it too. I tried Sasavecii here a number of years ago and had no luck with it, unfortunately. If you like this look at the fall garden and how foliage combines nicely with bamboo, please give me a like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, thank you for stopping by and take care.